Whoa, 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 power talk. Whoa, whoa, power talk.
Well, welcome back to another Power Talk podcast. We are in literally on things that you should never say to your spouse. So this was a great topic that we ended up with last week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go into part two. You know, my goal is never to really do part twos to anything, but unfortunately, because we're only doing foundational stuff, even with the foundational stuff that we share with you, too often we don't get to finish.
No.
And there's still important things that we think that need to be said that sometimes can get overlooked and not said. So anyway, to bring all that up, we want you to know we're in part two today of things you should never repeat or say to your spouse, especially if you're talking about healthy arguments of any kind.
That's good.
That's not one of them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So anyway, I have with me Pastor Matthew De Leon. How you doing, Matthew?
Good, my pastor. Very good.
Good.
Pastor, I love this podcast. This is really good. Eye-opening. This previous podcast, part one.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was
Good
so
stuff,
good.
huh?
So I'm looking forward to part two here.
Me too. So where are we at now in this second part?
Yeah, the second one that you should never say is, I wish you were more like ...
Ooh, I'm going to tell you right now, that one there is one of those few that sting. Because it doesn't really matter what your response is.
Yeah.
You dug a hole. You've dug a hole inside that person's heart when you say that one.
Is it because of comparison? Is that?
Yeah, because look, a man never wants to be compared to another man by his own wife. And a woman never wants to be compared to another woman by her own man. Because that means that you're still looking at everybody else and saying that you don't compare and you're not as good as they are. That's the worst thing to ever do, is make comparisons in any situation.
Well,
You want to bury a relationship really quick. Tell them about somebody that you think is prettier. Tell them about somebody you think is more handsome.
Wow.
Tell them about somebody that's a little bit more attractive or less attractive, a little smarter, a little better, a little faster, a little thinner, a little fatter.
Yeah.
You start doing all that, and let me tell you, you're going to lose it, because here's what will happen. If I can't measure up to whatever standard it is based off another person, I'm going to go somewhere that somebody will measure my standard the way I feel good about myself.
Wow.
And this is why a lot of women that are very lonely, women that maybe has a husband who's abusive, a lot of those women will fall in love with another man. And because if that man shows them any kind of attention whatsoever and validates them as feminine and woman, and he's beautiful, you're gorgeous, I can't believe your husband would treat you that way. You know, say stuff like that. The things that she longs to hear, opposite of what she's being told, you start, that woman a lot of times will gravitate to that man and fall in love, and so it causes all kinds of problems. So you got to be very careful that you just don't start doing that.
So you're saying that this is pretty much the most dangerous one of all.
It could be. It could be the most dangerous one of all, because we're not meant to be compared. I'm supposed to be loved even if I'm not as good as that guy on the TV screen.
Exactly.
Even if the guy that's on TV is better than me, I already know that. Look, I'm 56. So for instance, like take from me, for instance, I'm sorry, there's a lot of young guys that are all buffed without trying.
Yeah.
I'm more puffed. They're more buffed.
Preaching it.
But honestly, man, I can't compare to that.
Right.
I don't have the same drive to do what he does. I don't have the same health in the body that that young boy did.
Yeah.
Better yet, like I used to be.
Yes.
Because things just naturally, gradually age, because that's the way the Bible set it in motion. It's already in the Word.
Right.
So because of that, I need to not compare anything. Well, how come he loves his wife more than you love me?
Yeah, even stuff like that.
Okay, wait a second. Yes. Now, that's a deception, because your husband doesn't abuse you. Your husband probably takes you out. Your husband probably has bought you flowers. Your husband does love on you, but you see this romantic thing that's not stable, that will disappear, thinking that that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
This is why, ladies, don't read those romance novels if you're single, because it'll give you a skewed idea of what a man is. Because when you find a man you think you'll love, you'll be surprised how he'll totally disappoint you because he's not like the man in the book.
Come on. That's exactly right.
Because the man in the book is not real.
Exactly.
And so what we have to have is a concept of a godly man, not a romantic man, not a strong man, not a smart man. No, we have to have a godly view of what God said is the standard. It's a man that will love and honor and cherish you and protect you and provide for you. It looks completely different than the romance novels or the people that you see on the dramas on TV and
100%,
movies.
100%.
Totally different. There's very few men really like that. I'm not saying that there aren't some out there, but the men that I've known that have been like that, by the way, I'll tell you where they're flawed.
Yeah.
Most of them are very weak. And I'm not saying that all are, because there's still exceptions to that rule too.
Right.
I'm just saying is we have to be careful thinking that we found it because we hit the target. No.
Right.
You hit the target when you found the man that lines up with God's word.
That's the goal.
Period.
Not romance necessarily.
No. So be careful of those words, especially comparative words.
Okay.
Especially comparative words.
I love it. That is so good, Pastor.
Yep.
Another one, this is very common.
Yeah.
This is very, very common. I'm sure we're all guilty of this one.
No way.
I don't care.
What?
I know, right?
Oh, man.
I don't care.
Let me tell you, this one here isn't the worst one on the list by far.
Oh, no.
This one here is the most fixable, believe it or not. But the problem is with not caring is that when you've got two spouses and they're in the middle of their conflict, and then the one says, I want to withdraw, I just don't care. Well, the problem is that the other half, your spouse that wants to deal with it does care. And
That's exactly it.
Running from it does not help a situation. So what happens is if you run and withdraw, here's what happens.
Yeah.
You'll find that at some point that spouse will stop going to you because they know your natural instinct is to run. But here's what they will do. They will stop talking to you and they will go find a best friend that gives terrible advice. You know, my husband, every time I talk to him, he won't sit down with me and talk to me. I want to have a baby. Or you know, he keeps doing this all the time, this one thing. And so what do? You go find friends. And here's where this gets dangerous. If your friends don't got a lick of wisdom, godly wisdom, here's what they're going to do. Why don't you just leave them?
Yeah.
If you don't care, then just leave them. No, that's the worst advice.
Yes.
But that's what happens when you keep utilizing that tactic in your argument or your debate or your conflict with one another is you say these type of things, well, I don't care. Let me tell you something. That's the quickest and easiest way for a spouse eventually at some point in time just finding and say, well, I'm going to go find somebody who does.
Right.
And they're not looking for romance. They're just looking for solutions. When people say that all the time, they're afraid of the solution and the other person wants a solution.
Wow.
So the person who does care and the person who doesn't care, the only difference this isn't about the romance one, about the one that we just talked about.
Yeah.
That one's different. That's a comparison. That means I'm not sure I like you.
Yeah.
This one here just says, I don't want to deal with the problem. I'm afraid to. I don't want to hear. I already know I'm a mess up. I already know I'm a mistake. I already know. Well, then that's the problem that you've got. So the reason why this person withdraws is because they're always feeling like I never can do good enough.
Yes.
And so what happens is that this person, when you don't care, it's because they feel like that's all you do is put them down or you always win the argument.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, this person wants to deal with it all the time, and you're saying you don't care. Well, this person's going to go find somebody that will give them a solution.
Exactly.
How do I do this?
Well, I like what you said just a moment ago. This is a tactic.
It's a tactic.
I don't care. It's part of their growing up, if you will.
Yeah.
Their childhood experiences.
Yep.
And it just feel its way into the marriage where it's like, you know what, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't care right now.
And so this is what happens. You get two polar opposite situations. You have one who wants to take care of it, one who doesn't.
Yes, sir.
But what happens is the one who doesn't want to take care of it goes silent. The one who does gets more loud. But what do they do? So this one goes in and finds isolation and finds a place where they can be alone because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
This one here goes and finds people that they can talk to. This one here doesn't go looking for a resolution. So they don't go find people with the information. This one here goes and looks for a resolution and looks for people that will give them an answer they want to hear.
Wow.
So you've got these two things going on when one person says, I don't care.
Wow.
Because the other person is going to go seek advice.
Yeah.
What do I do with my husband? He always does this, but he won't talk to me about it. Well, if your friend doesn't have wisdom, doesn't have the knowledge of God, doesn't have the word of God in them,
Yeah.
they might give you decent advice,
Yeah.
but they may not.
Right.
They may not. And this is why I say the person who says I don't care a lot of times is the hardest one to get to the counseling session. They don't go to the counseling sessions. And so basically what you have to do with situations like that is when these are people that say I don't care, you have to really, as hard as it may be, you have to approach them with a deep love and say, look, I know you don't want to deal with it, but I want you to know I'm not here against you.
That's good.
I'm not here to defeat you and make you feel bad or feel. I just need help to understand so we can make this better.
There's the key
and
word.
I'm willing to do whatever you say to make that happen. Let's do it. That's what marriage is about. Sometimes you've got to look. There's times I'm pretty good at all decision making, all in all.
Yeah.
All in all.
Yeah.
But man, when it comes to me and my wife, whenever it gets to a place where it's been escalated too far, one of the things I can say is that my brain, for whatever reason, will shut down. It's the only time.
Yeah.
Because I know that this is, unlike other relationships where I can walk away from it if I have to. I don't get to with my wife. I know that we've got to fix this, but I'm kind of stuck because I'm not sure I understand what she's saying.
Yes.
I'm not sure that she understands what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm not sure that I have the capability at the moment with my attitude to fix it.
Yes.
I kind of get in a weird mode with her. She's the only one. I'll get stuck a little bit.
Right.
And she's the only one that has the ability to bring me back. Nobody else can. And it's usually with a hug or just
a little affection.
I'm like, okay, my brain starts working again. Now, why is that? Because I'm so one with her. So if there's anything out of whack and it's too far beyond me to fix,
I love it.
This is where my wife becomes true helpmate according to the scripture.
That's right.
And she can bring me back just by touch. When I say touch, like a hug or a kiss, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
It kind of awakens you out of that state of mind.
Yeah, it takes me out of the spin. My mind goes into a spin because I can fix everything in the world. I don't know how to always fix this sometimes. I understand biblically, but I don't know if I'm communicating here. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right.
Yes.
I don't know if she's saying it right.
Right.
Somebody's saying it wrong.
Right.
And I don't know what to do about it.
That's right.
So I go into a spin, and she's the only one that can calm the spin down. And it helps me be able to communicate at a level that I'm like, okay, I'm calm now. Now let me rethink this and we'll fix this.
Yeah.
But she's the only one that can do that.
Yeah.
I don't ever get into a spin in any other situation anyway, but when I do, it's only between me and her.
Yeah, and I think that's special.
Yeah.
In any relationship, if anyone other relationships have that kind of knack in the relationship, that's very special to have that. It really is.
Yep. And it says kind word turn away wrath. So, we got to learn to speak kind to each other instead of, mean. So what else we got, Matthew?
Yes, sir. The next one is, maybe we should just get a divorce.
Yeah.
The D word. The D
So
word.
that one there, I'm going to tell you, might be the worst of all of them.
You know what? I have to agree with you.
And I'll tell you why it might be the worst. Because the divorce should be the equivalent of a 4-letter word.
I agree with you.
Okay?
I agree with you.
I would never use 4-letter language ever. It's not in me.
Yeah.
It's not a natural response when I get angry, whatever. I don't use vulgar language. But why do I say that? It's because divorce should be vulgar. It should be vulgar because even God says in Malachi, I hate divorce.
Yes, sir.
So not only does he hate divorce, but he even says that if you divorce somebody and then marry somebody, he says you're still committing adultery. That's how much he hates it.
Wow.
So what's my point?
Yeah.
Divorce, once you repeat that, you open up a spiritual door for Satan to do the very thing that he wants more in a Christian marriage than anything else, and that's divorce. Because if he can divide you, you're no longer one person.
You're two.
You're two halves.
Wow.
It's like me taking a piece of paper. You know, if I took a piece of paper and I rip it, can you ever bring that piece of paper back together?
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Divorce is like a paper. It's not as fragile as paper, but it can be if you don't know what you're doing. If you divorce, you've torn something apart that can't ever really be brought back together.
That's real good.
Because remember, you know what holds that paper together? There's things that hold paper together. There's special glues and processes and chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
And the fibers in the paper all come together to solidify it, to make it one piece of paper.
Right.
Who is that in our life? The Lord.
So we're tearing him.
We're tearing him apart because he loves covenant. He loves covenant. That's the one difference between getting married with a certificate from the state of California.
Yeah.
Or a covenant that is given to you by the heart of God. So covenant and certificate both are similar because this one here, I made a commitment. This one here, I made a promise.
Whoa.
A covenant is a promise. I've made a promise that no matter how bad it gets, we will work this out and fix it.
Wow.
I would rather stay with you the rest of my life and fight. I know that sounds bad.
Yeah.
But I so love you enough in the way that God has brought us together that I will fight for it. Over here, I've made a commitment. I've made a commitment. I told the state I will be committed to her until
death,
whatever comes up between us.
Yeah.
That we say death do us part, but then that's not true. Those are just statements.
They are just statements.
Because those don't mean nothing to God. Your covenant between each other is the covenant that you made with God.
Yeah.
You didn't make a commitment. You made a covenant.
It's in God.
And it's in God.
It's in God.
Exactly. The marriage is in God. That's why when the Lord looks at me, he sees he sees Cindy.
Yes.
When he looks at Cindy, he sees me. I'll never forget my pastor. In fact, he just told me this the other day. He says, you know, Paul, he calls me son. He goes, you know, son, one day I was shaving in the mirror, and he goes, I've never had this happen. And he goes, it's never happened again. He goes, I was shaving. And he goes, as I was shaving, he said, instantly, I saw literally a physical image where my face was. It was Pastor Peggy's. It was my wife's face. And he goes, what was that? He said, I literally saw a vision. And he said, Lord, what did I just see? And he put his razor down, and the Lord spoke to him. He says, son, when I see you, I don't see you. I see her. And he goes, when I look at her, I only see you.
Wow.
He goes, because you two are so intricately woven because I am in the middle of this. He says, so because of that, you being one is of great importance. So this is why we can't afford to say divorce even through anger. If we say it through anger, we better repent and ask the Lord to absolve us of those words we said, because those words travel.
Yeah.
Satan doesn't care about a lot of things in your marriage, but he does care if he can divorce you and divide you.
You're right. That word divorce is a weapon for the enemy to use against either party.
It's killed many marriages because people don't take the time to figure out how to fix something that's probably simple, and instead they'll get a divorce.
Wow.
And as a result, they will have to answer to the Lord for it, because once they remarry, they're actually committing adultery.
Wow.
So again, there's a whole lot more I could give to that. But we're just talking about the words that we need to be careful of. You should never say, let's get a divorce.
That is so good. With the little time we have left here, my pastor, another, it's just an ugly one too. You're just like your father, or you're just like your mother.
No, don't say it.
And every time those are said, it's never in a positive light.
You know, look, why would a spouse say that to the other spouse?
Yes.
It's because they know your father or your mother, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So think about it. If my daddy was a good dad and my wife says you're just like your dad, would it bother me?
Right.
It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
If my wife said you're just like your mother and my mom's a good mom, would it bother me? Not at all. It'd be a compliment.
Yes.
So when we use that in that context in the heat of the moment, it's because you know my parents are no good.
Yeah.
So you're not just talking about me.
You're talking about my parents.
Right. So now you're equating me with people that you don't like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even like them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're even making it known. I don't like your parents
Mm-hmm.
because you're just like them.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure I like you. See, there's a whole lot that goes into that.
Mm.
Because if you liked my parents and you said it, you probably wouldn't say it out of anger. You're just like your dad. No, you only say that when you're happy because you do like my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
You say, man, honey, you're just like your father. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes.
You wouldn't say it in anger.
Right.
So if you say it in anger, then that means you don't like him either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now we've got all kinds of issues here.
We sure do.
We got
Sure
all
do.
kinds of problems. And so to be compared
that's
to
a
a
lot.
parent that we know already within our hearts that we're trying to move away from,
Mhm.
and yet to be told we're just like them,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, okay. First of all, it might be true.
Right.
It might be. Okay?
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
It might be very true because
Very good
we are
point.
usually chips off the old block.
Right.
The nut doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the one thing that we're trying to get away from, and yet we still can't get away from it,
Mm-hmm.
that eats us.
Yeah, and that cut.
That makes us angry.
Yeah, and that cut pretty deep. I mean, because one thing we don't want to be like, because we know each other's past pretty well at that point if you're married and everything like that. To me, it also goes back to comparison.
Yeah.
One of the topics that don't ever do is compare.
Yeah.
You just compared me to the person that, like you just said,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from.
Yeah. The person I'm not even crazy about.
Exactly.
Person you're not crazy about.
Yeah.
That's why you said it, right,
Yes,
honey?
yes.
And so when that happens, that comparison thing, man, especially when you're starting to talk about mother and father, it becomes a real turnoff. It's always a real turnoff.
That's a good point.
It's the easiest way to turn off a marriage. Just turn it off. I'm not saying you'll divorce. I'm just saying is you just turn each other off because
do.
if that's
You
the
do.
way you see me,
You do.
I already know you don't like my dad.
You do.
But now you see me like my dad. That means you don't like me either. Well, if you don't like me, then that's fine. You just do your thing and I'll do mine.
Yeah.
And I know marriages that don't divorce, but they still live separate.
Yeah.
They don't live separate
Seen
maybe in different
'em.
homes, but they live separate emotionally.
Yeah.
Separate spiritually.
Yeah.
Separate mentally. They separate in everything. She
Yeah.
goes and lives her own life and has her own friends and he has
Yeah.
his own friend. And this is what happens is because we made the worst comparison that the one that our spouse doesn't appreciate the
Come
most.
on, Pastor.
I mean, look, man, I'd hate it if my wife said, "Oh, man, you're just like your dad."
Mm-hmm.
I hope not, because I know my dad. Now and again, I don't want to talk bad about him, but he was not a great dad. Okay,
Correct.
So I'm going to leave it there because
Yes.
it's nobody's business. But
Yes.
he wasn't a great dad, and so for Cindy to use that as a way, or to use that in a way to say, "You're just like your dad,"
Mm-hmm.
in a moment when we're both heated, that tells me what she thinks about me.
Mm.
And that's already that's a thing that I don't like because I already agree with you.
Yeah.
I already don't like it. But if you tell me that when we're in the argument,
Mhm.
that's the one thing you've got to stay away from.
Yeah.
You got to stay away from those words.
Mm-hmm.
But now if she says when nothing's wrong, she goes, "You notice you ever do something like that? That your dad does that too."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can handle that. I probably still won't like it.
Yeah.
But at least I know it's not in the heat of an argument, and it's probably something I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going to do that no more." If
Yes.
she sees that,
Yes.
I'm going to do that no more.
Yes.
That's normal. That's
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But you sure don't use it in the context of an argument ever, because once you do, I'm sorry, it gets really hard to get my dad's
It's true.
image and life out of my head,
Well said.
knowing that my wife looks at me the same way she does him.
Well said. I mean, you're better off just throwing the blow at that point. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because at that point, the bruise will heal. But
Yeah.
that, like you just said,
Yep.
that carries something on last. You said, what did you say? You don't forget. You have a tendency of not forgetting.
Yeah, we have a
certain-
tendency to not forget. We can forgive, but we won't forget. Yep.
And those are the one of the comments you just won't forget right away.
No, that's exactly right. So we always want to be careful of the words that we use, and we want to be careful of comparisons.
Mhm. Yeah.
And make sure that when you do, whatever you say, learn to put literally a knot on your tongue,
Yeah.
to learn not to speak what should not be said, even though in your mind you might be right.
Yeah.
And let me just say, you might be right with what you would say, but that doesn't make it right for you to say it.
Yes. That's so good.
Doesn't
Last
make-
one.
Yes.
It's all your fault.
Never. Never. I don't even know what they're talking about.
I know.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Look, the truth is that it goes back to what I just said. It could be your fault.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have to do is this is where we have to learn to be diplomatic.
Okay.
Okay? If it truly is the other person's fault, we need to look at it and say, okay, are we ready to hold it against them?
Yeah.
Or are we ready to help bring healing? Because we need to be diplomatic. Look, there's just things that I know that I've done wrong. And I love Cindy enough. I love Cindy because one thing I know all in all she's pretty good at is that she's just not going to throw that at my face right up with a curveball a lot of times.
Right.
No, sometimes she'll be like, you know what you said earlier? Yeah. You know that when you said that, that could be, and tell me what the problem exists from it. And I'm like, I didn't think about that. Or she could have come at me, you know what you said was wrong. In fact, it's because of you, it's your fault. Now we got all kinds. She could just go off rather than be a little bit more diplomatic and say, okay, look, we've got a little issue here, and can I talk to you about it?
Yeah.
She doesn't use it as an accusation. She'll use it as a way of conversation.
Right.
She'll use it as a way to discuss something that needs to be dealt with rather than something that's accusational.
Right.
And so I think it's really important that we understand that you don't use this kind of verbiage, because this kind of verbiage puts a real crimp in a relationship.
Yeah.
And here's what happens at the end of the day when we start using vocabulary like this, things that we shouldn't be saying to our spouse. We start holding back. Because if I think you're going to use my words against me all the time, here's what I'll do. You know how many men walk around in their homes today because a woman feels emboldened to say whatever is on her mind? You always do this. You always say that. You're like your father. And I'm not saying it's all women, by the way. It could be that way.
Yeah.
But what happens is the spouse will start to clam up. And when they clam up, it's because they think, again, you're still missing it. You're still wrong. No, it's just that they're tired of hearing you always having to they're tired of always trying to figure out a defense to defeat every little thing you have a problem with.
Right.
I am not perfect.
Right.
Men are not perfect. Women are not perfect. Husbands and wives are not perfect.
Right.
And so if we hold every little thing against each other, every time they do something wrong, or better yet, say something wrong.
Right.
Oh my goodness, we're going to be in a fight night and day. And
It's true.
that's not of God.
Yeah.
Got to learn to hold our tongue.
I love it because even Solomon said a nagging spouse is like gangrene to the bones.
Yes, it is. And this is why the wisest men are the ones who speak little. Period. The wisest men are the ones that speak the least, because you don't always have to say what you already know. I may know, I've had people that I know personally, they're jerks. They are jerks. I know that.
What are their names?
Well, they may not know they're jerks, but I know they're jerks, and I know other people that think the same thing about them.
Right.
I'm not going to go tell them. I'm not going to hurt them. At the end of the day,
It's true.
I'm not going to let that affect me, because if I do, then in reality, they're no longer the real problem.
Yeah.
I've got the issue.
Yeah.
And so to keep me from having the issue, I just love them anyway. And no matter how they treat others or whatever, it's all right.
Yeah.
There might be a time that we need to confront it if it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not going to change them as a person.
Yes.
So I know what I know is true. Sometimes it's best to be silent rather than speak real loud. Just let it go.
Yeah.
It's fine. That way you never say things you shouldn't say.
It's like picking your battles, right?
But thank you. That's exactly what it is. You hit it right on the head. It's about picking your battles, bro.
Wow. And we're out of time.
Amen. Well, again, what a wonderful discussion that we had.
Yeah, it's good.
Everybody always needs things fixed in their marriage, things fixed in their life. And I believe that even though we related this to not how to be careful how to speak to your spouse, I believe you can take this right into your work, church, friendships, and learn to be careful, period. But as far as in your marriage, it's got to be at even a higher level.
Yeah.
What I can get away with my friends, I can't necessarily get away with my wife.
Come on.
Or my husband.
Come on.
So when you learn that, what you'll find is that that's true love, because you care enough about each other to know when it's time to be silent, Now it's time to discuss this. But don't do things with accusation. You're this, you're that, you're just like so-and-so. Don't do accusation. Get right to the discussion and get to the heart of it and get it fixed.
Yes.
That's a good marriage and learning how to speak properly.
Yeah.
That's God's language.
That's right.
Anyway, we love you so much. We're so glad you could join us. Definitely go check out our school, ablacademy.org. Go check out Creative Christian Collections. I have multiple different genres with some videos and songs that I've put out. Also, be sure to visit us at powerhousechurch.us. You'll get to hear us preach. You'll hear Matt. He does quite a bit of preaching, and me, I preach. And so most of all,
good.
you'll be getting some good truth.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yep.
It was really good.
100%
Yes,
up.
sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, we love you guys so much.
We do.
We're so glad you joined us. And most of all, like and share. Tell others about this because we know people need to know this stuff.
Yeah.
We love you guys. And until next week, be blessed.
God bless.
Thank you to all our incredible supporters for your generous contributions. This episode of Power Talk Podcast is proudly brought to you by Paul Chicotto Ministries. At Paul Chicotto Ministries, we are passionate about making a global impact. We support a variety of ministries around the world, including Teen Challenge, Harvest Now Ministries, and the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. If you're seeking biblical and spiritual growth, ABLA provides an enriched learning environment tailored to meet students' educational needs. Visit our website at ablacademy.org for more information. If you feel led to give and join us in this mission, please visit paulchicottoministries.com. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we'll see you next week.